Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill. Today on Suncoast FYI, Compeer at Coastal Behavior Healthcare about their upcoming fundraising event, the United Way, and the Sarasota Balloon Festival. All next on Suncoast FYI. We're joined now by Lynn Buehler, the Director of Compeer at Coastal Behavior Healthcare, to talk with her about their annual fundraising event. Welcome back to the program.
Oh, well, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
I love sitting here and having a chat with you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Now, I'd like to refresh our viewers about what actually Compeer is and how it came into being.
Well, a mutual friend that we both know started Compeer Sarasota in 2011, and it was housed in the Senior Friendship Centers. Compeer is a program that's been around for 43 years in many different cities in the United States and Canada and Australia and now London. And it seemed like a very good fit in 2013 to roll in under Coastal Behavioral Health Care because of the mental health component.
Absolutely.
So that's how we fit in. We're a program, a service line within Coastal, and we serve adults and children.
Okay. So you have an annual fundraiser coming up. That's what we're here to talk about today. And tell us what that supports, obviously, some of the things you just mentioned.
Well, with Compeer, it's a program within Coastal, and we actually get no public funding whatsoever. So we rely heavily on the donor population and private foundations. So our fundraising ambition is high for the year, and this is our largest fundraiser for 2018 going into 2019. So we are having an event on April 9th at the Francis. It's a luncheon, and we are featuring a speaker who's quite interesting.
Okay, wonderful. I'll look forward to that surprise. Now, how many people do you service in the community? It's not just Sarasota, it's the surrounding communities too as well.
That is correct.
Correctly?
We match volunteers one-on-one with a child or an adult with mental illness in the recovery phase of their illness. And our volunteers are matched one-on-one, and they are matched as friends, and they do things that any friend would do with a friend. Activities, social activities with, you know, like the movies, going for a walk, you know, riding your bike, going out to lunch, those types of things. With mental illness, there's a component of self-isolation. So when treatment plans come from the therapist, it's always engage more in the community.
Absolutely.
And that's what the volunteers do as a one-on-one with a friend.
Okay.
Mentoring kind of association.
Now, do the volunteers, are they trained to work with the people that you have?
Absolutely. They're trained. Compeer National and International has a training program. The training program is accredited, and the program itself is accredited by the National Registry of Evidence-Based Programs and Practices. And that is our accreditation.
Okay. And again, what areas do you service here in our community?
All of Sarasota County. We do service some of Manatee County, but it's a small program, and we have, I want to say, roughly 45 to 50 one-on-one matches with one and 1.4 staff people.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, back to the event. The event is open to the public, of course.
Yes, it is open to the public, and this year we're doing something very different. We are having a speaker come in. The speaker is Keith O'Neill.
Oh, you're telling it. Oh, good. Okay.
Yes, it's not a secret. Keith O'Neill was an NFL Super Bowl winning. He was on special teams for 3 NFL teams, the Dallas Cowboys, the Indianapolis Colts, and then he went on to the Giants. Keith O'Neill was captain of special teams for the Indianapolis Colts when Peyton Manning was the quarterback and Tony Dungy was the head coach.
Okay.
And so he knew as he was transitioning from the Dallas Cowboys to Indianapolis, he was struggling with sleep disorders and many things manifested itself at that time. And it took many years and many doctors and many support staff and friends and whatnot to help him with his he got a diagnosis of bipolar disorder. And he had, if you read his book, Under My Helmet, he had a psychological episode that preceded a suicide attempt.
Oh my goodness.
And so he has quite a story to tell. It's been many years. I believe he's 37 at this point, and he is on the wellness path. I mean, he's worked through it. He has a lovely wife, 2 little boys, and he is anxious to share that story with our community.
That's excellent. That's excellent. What a wonderful, wonderful thing for all of us to be aware of with all of the athletic-related incidences that could be caused from traumatic
brain injuries.
Brain injuries.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, the cost involved in attending?
The individual tickets for this luncheon are $85.
Which is very reasonable.
And that includes lunch and our featured speaker. Plus, we are going to have a few surprise honorees.
Okay, great.
So it will be a lovely event. It's just luncheon.
And where can our viewers go to find out more, Lynn?
Well, they can certainly go on the Compeer Sarasota.org website. They can call me at 941-927-8900.
Okay.
My extension is 1126.
Great. Thank you so much for being here,
Well, thank
and
you,
look forward to the
Nancy.
luncheon.
I appreciate the time and
Thank you.
allowing us to showcase
Absolutely.
our. Yeah.
Thank you. Coming up next on Suncoast FYI, the United Way of Sarasota County. We'll be right back. Our next guests in the studio are Maryann Terry and Deanna Buchanan from the United Way of South Sarasota County. Hi, ladies.
Hi, nice to be here.
Nice to have you here. Now, a lot of us probably have heard of United Way, and I would hope that most of our viewers know what the United Way is. But can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do for us?
You bet. The United Way of South Sarasota County is a community fund for neighbors in need in strictly South Sarasota County, Venice, Englewood, and Northport. We're here for working families. We help with education, health issues, and financial stability. We try to keep the working family going.
Okay. And how long have you been involved?
I've been involved for 4 years.
And what is your position?
I'm the executive director.
Okay.
And Deanna here is the resource director.
Okay, well, that you need both, and I know you make a good team because we've had a very nice conversation earlier this morning. So your primary focus, though, let's get back to all the important things
Our
you do.
primary focus is the working family. Many of the working families here in South Sarasota County were in the hospitality field, the service field, the firemen and policemen and our teachers, people who make under $60,000. We are here to help them stabilize themselves. We offer scholarships for their children, we help seniors, we do free income taxes, we have prescription programs, health clinics, mental health clinics.
So they can come to you at no charge?
No, it is a sliding fee. We do not offer the services ourselves.
Okay.
We fund 35 different programs of agencies who have proven to us that they've impacted the community in those areas.
Okay. And where do you service those actual people in need? I mean, how do they contact you?
We have a 211 service, which is an information and referral service anyone can call.
Okay.
And that will show them 3 different sources of information for their particular problem. But mostly it's the families here in the South County area that know we're there to help them with daycare issues, with getting wills together, helping them with mental health issues, helping them get the prescriptions that they need. making sure that they're surviving.
So would you please tell us about the ALICE program, or what is the ALICE program?
ALICE is asset limited, income constrained, employed individuals, families and seniors who make below $60,000 but are above the federal poverty guideline. So between $25,000 and $60,000 are families who are using about 60% of their income for affordable housing, which is very limiting, health care, the basic survival things. So they're always going to need a little bit of a hand up because unpredictable things happen.
Absolutely.
That's the population we serve.
Okay.
And we would like to state that that is a hand up and not a hand out. These are tax-paying, working citizens involved with the community and just need a little hand up.
So we have, federal programs offer a lot to people below the poverty guideline. So we have free income tax programs that we offer. We have prescription medications that get up to 75% off. Those are national things United Way does. Then every local United Way does certain things for their very own community.
Which is wonderful. Thank you for all your help. We have the annual allocation program. You're going to tell us about that, Deanna.
Yes, the annual allocation program is how we actually choose what services and agencies will receive funding. This is part of our community outreach because we do invite the community to be part of the program itself, to go out and interview organizations, find out what their goals are and how best we can assist in doing that. Again, these are community decisions, not just a decision of one or two individuals.
We look for volunteers every year to help us look at the applications and decide where the money goes, because it's a community fund for our community.
That's great. Now you have your annual fundraiser coming up.
Yes.
So can you share with that and how the community can help you?
This is our 12th annual South County Community Walk, and we're having it at Grand Paradiso this year.
Lovely.
They've invited us there in the West Villages, and it's a beautiful preserve and neighborhood to walk around. It's a 2.5-mile walk or run. Bring your dog, bring your family, and we raise money for the 28 agencies that we're supporting right now, and for any agency you might be interested in. If you have an agency you're working with, we'll give you 50% of that money raised that day back to you, and the others goes to our 28 agencies.
That's wonderful.
So if you like to multitask, it's a great way to go.
There you go. Now, where can people sign up for this?
Right on our website.
Okay.
www.uwssc.com.
Okay, and what time does the event actually start? What time should they be there? If they
Registration starts at 9. The walk starts at 10. There's plenty of food, music, and vendors there, so come out and enjoy yourself.
So it'll be a whole day event? But
the walk is about an hour long. It's about 2.5 miles.
Okay, and then after that?
We give out prizes, and we're going to give out $500 extra to the agency who brings the most money in for their cause.
All right, well, wonderful. Thank you, and we'll make sure that we have some good weather coming up for you.
Oh, we will. We live in Florida.
Yeah, we do. It's beautiful. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
After the break, we'll talk with the event director of the upcoming Sarasota Balloon Festival. Our next guest is Ricky Garvie, the event director of the Sarasota Balloon Festival. This is so exciting.
Thanks for having us. It's such a great event to be part of and to bring to Sarasota. When I moved here last year, I really wanted to kind of do an event here in home. And
so we can kind of get an idea what a balloon festival is. I mean, we all have visions, but can you tell us what it actually is going to look like?
Sure. So most people, when they think balloon festival, they'll think of Albuquerque, which has 750 balloons and not much else. We kind of try and do things a little bit differently. We don't have space for that many balloons, so we try to have, for a first year event like this, maybe 20, 25 balloons.
That's a lot.
And then in the second year, third year, grow to about 50. But in addition to the balloons, we have a carnival, we have retail vendors, food trucks, things for the small kids like pony rides and inflatables, so classic car show. We really try and make enough going on that if, for whatever reason, people have to wait for the balloons because it's a little bit windy at that time, there's so much going on that, you know, you don't
You
get
have
bored.
something to do.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's a whole event. It's not just the balloon rides.
It's
which
almost
we'll
like
talk about.
a county fair, but without the animals, you've got hot air balloons.
Okay.
So it's probably the best analogy I could give.
All right. Now, why did you choose Sarasota, Ricky?
Well, I moved down here in September last year, and we run these events in different parts of the country, and it was a real opportunity for us to do something close to home. And this time of year, you know, you look at the weather forecast, it's far too windy and snowy everywhere
Right.
for any balloon flying this time of year. So we've got people coming down from Missouri, and I think it's even somebody coming from Canada with a balloon. So Florida is this beautiful area that most of the year we have the sunshine, we have the calm winds, and you know, hopefully we'll get some good flying in as well.
Okay. So how long have you been flying?
I actually started learning last year. I went to Iowa to do my ground school, and then started learning sort of around May, June last year.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a very new pilot, and I don't have enough hours to fly in my own festival. So we're pretty particular about who we invite to come fly.
But this is one of the best carnival companies in Florida, right? I mean, Carnival in conjunction with the Balloon Fest that you're working with.
So there's, when we wanted to put this event together,
Yeah.
we wanted to have a carnival, and we went to the state, and they recommended 3 carnivals that are based here during the
okay.
winter.
All right.
And Rick Ridehoff is based in Gibsonton, near Tampa, one of the best shows in the country.
Okay, so
They're bringing-
you've partnered up with
Right,
them
absolutely.
to do this.
So we
so you don't put on the whole thing. Okay.
We subcontract out different parts of the event, and you know, there's no point in me trying to corral some carnival rides
Sure.
and everything else. So we bring in Rick, and he had a free weekend. He's got a great show with some, you know, really nice looking equipment. They're currently down in Fort Myers, and you know, whatever else. So it's just such a, you know, great show that they've been able to bring it to us.
Wonderful. And you're going to be partnering with the Knights of Columbus?
Yeah, so we found out about a week ago that their car show that was planned for a couple of weeks ago, it was cancelled. One of the driving forces behind the car show, a local attorney, passed away, so they had to cancel their show. And Mark actually from the Knights of Columbus reached out to me to see if there's anything we could do to help them, because they wouldn't be able to raise any money for their charity of the year because the car show was cancelled. So we said, well, look, we've been trying to get cars to come out. You know, it's hard because it's a first year event.
Perfect.
So they're going to bring out some cars, and you know, in return take a donation. So everybody wins, I guess.
So everybody will have something to do.
Right, absolutely.
Now, the balloon rides, they're going to start at what time in the morning?
So the full flights, so the untethered flights, they typically fly around 6:45, so around sunrise. So they'll take off just as the sun's coming up, and they'll fly for about anywhere between 30 and 90 minutes, depending on how fast the wind's going. The distance is roughly the same every day, but if it's a 9 miles an hour wind, your flight is going to be shorter than if it was a 3 miles an hour wind.
So you have one pilot in each, and how many passengers?
Well, each balloon is different. So, you know, I have a hot air balloon, which I have a really big basket, but my actual envelope, or the balloon part of it, is pretty small. So my balloon can probably carry about 2 passengers on a hot day, 3 on a cold day. We'll have some balloons there that can carry 6, 8, maybe even more passengers. So we just try and match the passengers to a balloon. If somebody rang me up and said, well, can we bring 20 people, we could probably find a balloon for that.
Awesome, awesome. Now, if somebody isn't quite ready to go up for a full ride, you said there's tethered rides as well.
Absolutely. So the full flights, they go up to, you know, thousands of feet high, and you know, that can be pretty daunting for someone, especially if they've got a fear of heights. The tethered rides, which we'll try and do every morning and in the evening, that will involve the balloon being tethered to the ground,
Yes.
and the balloons will go maybe 60, 80 feet high.
Well, that's a good height.
Right, it's like going on the Ferris wheel. Our Ferris wheel is, I think, 105 feet high.
Yeah.
So it's essentially, that's where the basket will go to. So you'll get a great view of the carnival and the rest of the site, and you'll be able to see some of Lakewood Ranch and Sarasota in the distance. So
I like it. I like it. Now, there's one final thing I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
There was something on your website about night glow.
yes, so every evening we're going to do a balloon glow. Now, most balloon festivals only do one night where they'll have all of the balloons, they'll glow in the dark. It's like Christmas twinkly lights and whatever else. What we try and do is every evening line up so many of the balloons, depending on the size of the field, we'll line them up and they'll glow in the dark. And, you know, so I think with the size of the field we've got, maybe 6 or 7 balloons each evening will line up and they'll glow in the dark. And we'll have a couple of balloons going up and down with tethered rides. So
Cool.
Yeah.
All
should be
right.
pretty
Well,
fun.
thank you. We'll send everybody to your website, and they can find out about the costs.
Absolutely.
And there's more questions and answer fact sheets on there. So everything we didn't get to, they can find it there. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you
right.
for having us.
Absolutely.
It's been a real pleasure to come in.
Have a great time.
Thanks.
Coming up next, a look at what's happening this weekend on the Suncoast. So stay tuned. You're watching Suncoast FYI. Coming up this weekend on the Suncoast, a once-in-a-lifetime chance to meet Emmy and Golden Globe award-winning actress Jane Seymour in Sarasota, as she will have a new collection of original artwork on display at Chasen Galleries in Sarasota. Meet Miss Seymour in person Friday, March 9th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday, March 10th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And on Saturday, March 10th is the Anna Maria Island Privateer Thieves Market, a flea market only pirate style. Find some hidden treasure as well as hang with some pirates aboard a 60-foot pirate ship on Coquina Beach. Admission is free and it's from 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. If you would like to promote your community event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you. Just call us at 941-361-4639. To view previous episodes, go to snntv.com under programming. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.